Wake up, Jacob. It's me, IP. And if you are rocking with the vibe, like, share, subscribe, smash the notification bell, if you will. Um, Wanted to, I guess, jump in here and talking about establishing boundaries, and I'm not talking about relationship boundaries. That's a completely different topic. But I'm talking about boundaries of your property. That's what I'm talking about. I went out to Remnant Ranch yesterday. Went to Remnant Ranch yesterday, and finally had the opportunity to meet my neighbors to the right, I should say, neighbors to the right. And my property, has a road going through it, which is fine. So if you guys seen the video, you saw that. It has a road going through it, and the road leads to, another person's, the neighbor's property. But it's the only road that leads to the neighbor's property. Bottom line is the neighbor needs to build their own road that'll go to their that goes to their property. Frank, shalom, 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 shalom. Blessed feast day. I am enjoying this feast of unleavened bread. Loving it very much. My Shia, really doing good with the unleavened bread, making that for us, and so we have some every day, every single day. So shalom, Evan Davis, Brother Frank Stockton, Enlightened One, shalom, shalom, one and all. But I just want to talk a little bit about these boundaries. Now, the neighbor, of course, they come over and they ask, hey, can we use, the road to get back to, our property and stuff like that? And I said, you know what, you can use it for now, but I'm putting up fencing. So you're going to have to find an alternative route, that type of thing. So from there, they were saying things or like, well, I'm not sure of the boundary and the marker and stuff. And it was probably about a 25-foot difference, right? 25-foot difference from where I had the boundary marker, because I got the survey myself, and I'm reading it with GPS coordinates and things like that. And actually, my Shy was doing it, and so we have the marker a certain spot. This is where they gave us. This is the spot they gave us, and then of course they wanted they were saying it's probably about 25 feet shorter than what we were doing. But I looked at it, I said, you know what, that's fine, because there's this big rock in the ground or whatever. It brings us closer to this rock in the ground. So what I said, I'm trying to just go ahead and solve the issue. And I'm like, okay, you know what? When I build the fencing, I'll stop right here at the rock. So that leaves you room to where you can build a road to your property. You can just build a road to your property, cut trees down and everything you got to do, and just do that. Of course, they had a little bit of a bewildered look on their face. Seemed like that didn't satisfy them or whatever. And the bottom line, I'll cut to the punchline. The bottom line is that they wanted access to that road because they don't have the funds or the means to be able to build another road or cut out another path. But they picked their property. They were there before me, so they could have bought the property that I bought. So anyway, there was no fussing and fighting or anything like that. But anyway, so I'm like, okay, so now when we go back to your property, I don't see a marker that tells me at what point in the road where my property ends and then yours begin, right? So we took a walk. We walked down the path, and then he showed me. Seemed a little short, but that's okay, because I couldn't see the marker at the front of the property, because we're like almost in the middle of the property at this point, but I can't see the road from where we were. And so they said, this is it, because there's a couple of ribbons around a tree or whatever. So the side of the tree I was on, up to that tree, that's where my property was. That's what they said. And so they began to try to, want to barter and, hey, we can help do this, we can help do that, and blah, 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 and all that. And then I said, okay, there's a back fence. I hadn't been quite to the back fence. So we walk all the way to the back fence or whatever, because this is us. We're looking at, the boundaries of our properties and things like that. Just looking at the boundaries, so we'll have no issues. So we walked at 15 acres. You better be in shape, because it's rolling hills. So went all the way to the back, and then we come back up the front. And when we come back up the front, we're on my neighbor's property that's to the left. Okay, if you're standing in front of your property looking, I'm talking to the neighbors to the right. Now I'm talking about, well, I come up on the property of the neighbor to the left. I mean, he wasn't there, but I came up out of there, and I'm like, okay. And then the female of the two, the female begins to say that she thinks that the borders are all wrong. Now remember, we started at 25 feet, all right, or roughly 25 feet. And then I said, okay, so where's your property? So we walk when we're back on the main dirt road. When we walk, she says, okay, well, my property starts here and there's this marker or whatever. I'm like, okay, great. And we keep going further away from my property, right? So this is mine, because I bought the 2 lots. I'm like, okay, cool. So this is mine. We walk down some even further and say, okay, this is mine, and that's cool. But after we go all the way to the rear of my property and come back up the other side, my neighbors come all the way back up. Then she's like, well, this property starts over here and that property starts over there. So things start to get very, very convoluted, I may add. And then I said, okay, so wait a minute. And then she said, well, actually, I think my neighbor on the left, I actually think he's on the wrong property. He's on your property, And I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, so we're talking about a whole lot. Okay, we're talking about a completely different set. Not 25 feet. Now we're talking about a completely different set. And she was like, yeah, I think he's on your property. And I said, okay, so hold on. If that's true, if what you're saying is true, then that means the property that I'm saying is mine is actually yours, right? She kind of looked, she said, I don't know. This is what I'm saying. I just think I spent like $500 on a survey and, which she didn't, but I spent $500 on a survey and I walked in and this and that. I said, okay, but the properties, the boundary lines that you showed me for your property is way over there. We walked it way over there. You said, okay, this one starts here, this one starts here. Didn't have anything to do with this property, but now this whole property, I'm like, somebody was like, you know what? It's no big deal. We'll go ahead and get a professional survey. They'll come out here, we'll mark it, stake it, boom, and we'll put up a fence and we won't have this problem again, right? Now, you would think logically that is going to solve the problem. You would think logically like, okay, yeah, we'll get professionals out there and, take care of it. Now, again, there's no animosity going on or anything like that. Of course, internally, I'm a little peeved because your story changed. This first time I'm meeting you and already you're lying, okay? You're already lying. Before we walked the property, it was like a 25-foot difference. After we're done walking the property, all of a sudden we're on the wrong property. What? So never mind. All right. So when I get the contractor out there, give him the GPS coordinates, he ends up at my property. I get the GPS coordinates from the real estate company. Okay, I get the GPS coordinates from the real estate. So it's not something I'm just making up, right? And then I even told them, when I first drove out here, this was the lot, the lot number, which I'm not saying on the internet, but I'm saying, okay, this right here says it was the lot. Well, I don't know, because they took the sign down, stuff like that. I'm like, you know what? I said, don't worry about it. We're gonna go ahead and get get the survey and get that done, and you knock it out, and then I'll put the borders up. See, the difference is, if you hadn't lied to me, maybe I would have worked something out. Maybe I would have worked something out. Now, no chance. I'm not. I'm putting up the fence. Sorry, you don't have a road, but you need to build your own road. And besides that, I don't know you. Okay, I want to be neighborly, but I don't know you, and you started off lying. Okay, so guys, I'm telling you, set your boundaries. I'm telling you a little bit of what the scripture says about that. A little bit. Proverbs 22 and 28. It says, do not move the ancient boundary which your fathers have set, right? Now, I know that doesn't apply in this modern day and age because I'm not inheriting, anything from my fathers. But look at this. Deuteronomy 19 and 14. It says, you shall not move your neighbor's boundary mark, which the ancestors have set in your inheritance, which you will inherit in the land that the Lord your God gives you to possess. So I bought a piece of property and it has boundaries set, and it already has boundaries set, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it staked and marked, and then get fencing on it and stuff like that. So you cannot do that. Now, being in Torah, then we all know that if you move the boundaries that are set, you move property markers, that is a sin, right? It's in Torah. Can we agree on that? And it says in Deuteronomy 27 and 17, it says, cursed is he who moves his neighbor's boundary mark. And all the people shall say, Amen. So I am going to go ahead and set my boundary mark, get it professionally surveyed, stake it, and then put some fencing up. And then that's going to be into that. That's going to be into that. After that, it's get off my property, click, clack. That's all I can say. So let me see. Let me see who's in here, so I can acknowledge some people. Let me acknowledge some of the brethren. Mishpachah. Isn't this a wonderful feast of unleavened bread? Isn't this a wonderful feast of unleavened bread? Give me a hallelujah in the chat if you are enjoying this feast of unleavened bread. Frank Stockton, shalom, blessed feast of unleavened bread. Frank Stockton, enlightened one, shalom, shalom, Mishpachah. Evan Davis, shalom, shalom, Mishpachah. What is going on? He said, if they are getting agreement about lawyers, because if it's your road, then they need to help pay for the upkeep of the road. Exactly. It's on my property, so sorry. It is what it is. It's on my property. If they don't want to agree, then tell them to get a get a helicopter. Evan Davis said, he said, they want I like that. Tell them to get a helicopter. I like that. I like that. You gotta watch them too, cause they have a tendency to move markers. Absolutely, absolutely, brother. Brother Stevens, Yehonatan, Brother Stevens, what's going on, Aki? What's happening? Enlightened one, shalom, shalom. Brother Stevens, okay, just saying hi to each other. Good, good. You ever get that professional surveyor? And that will solve all. Yes, it will. It sure will. It sure will. I'm gonna get a surveyor, let them mark it, and boom, I'm putting the fencing up right then and there. I'm not playing. We're not playing. We are not playing with that. Yeah. He said it'd be a problem. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna handle the problem. Don't worry. I'm gonna handle the problem. It's gonna be all right. We gonna handle the problem. No issues there. Kimberly Wells, what's going on, sister? Shalom, shalom, sister. Evan Davis was, yep. And everyone's saying hi. So absolutely, guys. Yeah, set your boundary. Set your boundaries. Okay, set your boundaries. And that's hey, that's just how it goes. That's just part of it. You get it established. You come into situation and just you observe. First thing you do, you observe. Understand what your neighbors and stuff like that is. And like I said, was it contentious or anything like that? No, it wasn't like that. Okay, but I personally don't underestimate anyone. I just don't. I just don't. I don't underestimate anyone. I'm not gonna take anything for granted. Underestimate anyone. I'm gonna get my surveys, and after that, once those boundaries are set, there is no debating. There's no arguing. It is what it is. It's gonna be what it is. When we set those boundaries, I'm sorry you don't have a road, but hey, what can I do? You're trying to cheat me out of 25 feet, and then you try to cheat me out of my entire property. Oh, I think you're on the complete wrong one. Then if I'm on the wrong one, then you're on the wrong one. Because you said these two were yours, and now we got to shift the entire... No, that is a lie. That irritated me. That kind of peeved me. But, that's okay. We're going to get it worked out. Guys, establish your boundaries. Set up your landmarks. Put the fencing on your property. Besides that, I was going to get fencing anyway. It's not, not that big a deal. Not a big shocker. But I do need to get some fencing anyway, because I do plan on having animals. Okay? Make sure I have animals. And then, as far as lawyer and everything, it's someone who I will pay. Okay? It's going to be who I will pay. They'll be working for me. And, I'll make sure... not in cahoots and things like that. So I get it. I get what you're saying. I do. I get what you're saying. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of give you guys that little experience, that I had, where it seems as though they were trying to introduce a lot of confusion, which, bothered me, because they were saying, they don't have much, no income, no jobs, things like that. But they've been, living off grid and things like that. She can, she will. Shalom, shalom. She can, she will. Find some of them on Facebook. Some of them out there. They put their Facebook handle. If you guys are trying to connect on Facebook or whatever, this is an opportunity to go ahead and put your Facebook handle. If you go by another name, if you go by the same name, just put it in the chat. Hey, look me up on Facebook at blah, blah, blah. So you guys go ahead and do that. As far as Israelite Prepper, I do have an Israelite Prepper group on Facebook where we can talk, chat, ask questions, things like that. Just type in Israelite Prepper and just ask to join, and I'll recognize your name, and I'll let you guys in there so we can talk about and share. And it's a good place where we can share information, right? We can share information, different ideas, things like that. I'm not looking for Bible lessons or anything like that. The group is about prepping, okay, just Hebrew Israelite type stuff and prepping and things like that. Okay, so yeah, just go to that Facebook. He said your story hits home because my fam in C dealt with the same issue with segregation as who brought swamp around the project. Yeah, absolutely, and that's why I'm just warning everybody. Just warning everybody. He says swamp land and our property surrounded. Yeah, yeah, I got you. So yeah, that's what you want to do. So anyway, if you guys want to check out the Facebook group, it's Israelite Prepper. You just go in there, sign that. I'll let you guys in there. Just asking, please don't put like any Bible lessons or whatever, because it's really not there to be sharing a lot of doctrine and all that stuff. Just stuff, homesteading, Hebrew news, stuff that's going on. Talking about what we're dealing with right now, things like that. That's cool. We can talk about our feast days and all that. But some people be putting in their ministries and all their little Bible. None of those. I don't. No. I don't allow that. So, yeah. So check it out on Facebook. Just look up each other's name. Stuff like that, and get connected. Let's get connected. Let's get established. And I will talk to you guys soon. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the thumbs up. It really helps with the algorithm. Smash that notification bell, and you guys continue to enjoy the Most High Feast of Unleavened Bread. Happy Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread to each and every one of you guys. I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Hit that notification bell. I don't want you to miss it.